question.
Yes.
So how can these women regain that power? How can they regain that? That's what you need.
Yes, I want to. You can regain your power by simply doing something now, being proactive. Don't sit back and do nothing. It's just like if you remember how it was when you were in school and you saw people in the play yard. Sometimes a fight would break out on the playground, and you can remember when you would see someone in a fight and they were just there being beat on and kicked and punched, but they didn't fight back. They didn't do anything. And then you see another person who's on the ground, maybe shorter than the person that's beating them, but that person is fighting, as they say, fighting like the Dickens. And so, and this is a person, they may have gotten beat up, the nose is bloody, black eye, but they don't feel like a victim, and nobody else sees them as one. So what am I saying? I'm not saying go and physically fight with your abuser, but what I am saying is that don't sit and do nothing. Be proactive. There are things that you can do. Get a plan. Start doing some things now. If you're there and you know you're in that relationship for economic reasons, start saving some money. Start putting some money aside. If you don't have any skills, start, learning some skills. Do something and start preparing so that you can be in a better position when it's time, because it's coming. It's just sooner or later, but you are going to leave.
Okay, now let's get back to this. Okay, say you're in an abusive relationship.
Yes.
As a woman, and you have children. So what can you do? What should she do? Because I know we have somebody out there listening in the same situation.
Yes. If you have children, one of the things about domestic violence is that once you get in it, it's very difficult to get out, and particularly if you have children. So what I would say to a woman is to know this. There's some things that you can do to start preparing. Because with the children, I never tell a woman to just jump out and leave.
Absolutely.
Because, you have a 75% greater risk of being killed by your abuser when you decide to leave. And women who leave, most of the time when a woman is killed, she was trying to get out. So it's very rare that a woman that's in the situation is killed or murdered. It's when she leaves, you're at a greater risk. And so with your children, as you're, preparing or putting forth a plan, and I think we're going to talk about that in a little bit, you have to, include your children. Make sure that you have all of their school records. Make sure you have important papers. Make sure you have, as a matter of fact, I have a list of things. Is it okay? You
yes,
want to go
please.
And talk about
absolutely.
it?
Wait, excuse me. While you're looking at that, like you said, because if you transfer to another school in Chicago, you're going to still need those records.
Yes, absolutely.
You need all those records, so you should have a duplicate of those originals.
Absolutely, absolutely. One of the things you need is a domestic violence escape kit, which will include money for cab fare. Because when it's time, sometimes some plans you execute in 30 days, some plans go on for a year or so.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you're planning. You're not being a victim. You're exercising your power as a woman, and you're being proactive, and I am putting some things in order so that when I do leave, I am increasing my chances of being able to take care of myself and my children. Because if not, then there you stand a chance of coming back.
Yes.
To that same situation and that abuser. So make sure you have put money aside. Also, and this is a survival kit, a change of clothes. Get a change of clothes for you, not only you, but your children. Make sure you're going to have this bag, it's going to be packed. Don't have it at your house. Have it at a friend's home or at your mother's home. Also, birth certificates. Make sure you have copies of your birth certificates. Driver's license or passport, medications, prescriptions, insurance information, your checkbook, credit cards, and especially if you both share, a card in common. Also, legal documents, separation agreements, protection orders, order of protection. Also, address books, your valuable jewelry, and also papers that show that you have joint assets. You want all of that. Pack all and have a copy of all those. Also, you'll need keys to the car. Make sure you get a copy of those keys. And the abuser doesn't have to know any of this, but you have to start preparing. And so every now and then, just take something over your mom's house or take something over a friend's house, someone you trust.
Because you definitely need a strategy.
You need a strategy.
You just don't up and leave.
That's
because
right.
you may cause yourself to get killed or someone else.
That's right.
You need a strategy.
Absolutely.
Now, so what would you say to a teenager in an abusive relationship? What would you say to a teenager?
The first thing I would say to her is talk to your mom.
Yes.
Talk to your mom, because I will tell you, because I have a daughter. My daughter, she's 23 years old, and we're very close, and she shares some of everything with me. I'm sure she probably doesn't share everything, but I've sort of earned title of being her best friend, so she shares so many things with me. And my daughter has never shared anything with me that made me see her any differently than she is an awesome human being. And there is nothing that she can tell me that will change that. And I want any young girl, any teenager listening, tell your mother. Your mom is your best resource. And I'll tell you why. Because she's been around the block a few times. And she knows some things. Talk to her and take it from there. Because she will be able to counsel you. And then also there's a website that you can also go to get some help. It's, what was the name of that site? loveisrespect.org. Go there and you can get a lot of information there. There's also the National Domestic Violence Hotline, and I think the number is showing or will be showing. Call there. And that's not only for teens, but also for women. They will help you with your plan.
Yes.
So that if they talk to you, they will give you counseling, they will give you legal counsel, and if they will see that you're not ready to move right then and there, they will know that. And they will give you some advice on what you can do to start putting some things in order. That is what will keep you from being a victim.
Absolutely. And I also think you should have somebody else in on this situation.
Yes, absolutely.
Have somebody else in. Like you said, your mom.
Yes.
A friend.
Yes.
And let them know, have some type of signal or something to let them know, if you see me looking such and such a way, some type of signal that you can contact each other.
That's right.
And I think that is for your protection.
Absolutely. And another thing that's important is that have someone, if not yourself, but you need to talk to someone. Somebody needs to know what's going on.
Absolutely.
You need to take pictures. Take pictures of the abuse. Because you need to document that. That's very important. So that if you're in a situation, if you find yourself, you have a bruise or whatever, take pictures. Now there's something else I do want to mention in terms of the children that you asked about the children. If you're in a crisis situation where there is abuse going on, teach your children not to run to the kitchen. Do not go to the kitchen, because this thing can escalate, end up in the kitchen, and something can be thrown or a knife or whatever, and that is a dangerous place. Also, as a woman, if you're in a situation and the violence is taking place and he's being physical, don't go to the kitchen. Don't run. Try to go somewhere where you know that there's a way out. Don't run into a bathroom.
Yes.
Because you're in closed quarters. Also, your children, teach your children how to dial 911.
Yes.
It is very important that they know how to do that. Teach your children your address. They need to know your address. Also, have a code phrase, something that when you say something to your children, that they know that means call for help. So if you tell your children, you all go on upstairs and just eat the cookies that I set up there in the room. That's the code word, because teach them that so that they know when mom says, whenever I say go upstairs and just eat the cookies that I have upstairs, you all just go upstairs and do that. They know, go upstairs, get the phone, dial 911 and call for help.